local SWAT team speaks out for the very first time from Butler, Pennsylvania, on the incident that occurred on July 13th, 2024, in the matters of the Trump rally. I see that ABC News did a live story on it with these few individuals from their local SWAT team. And I wanted to bring this to the front for all to see that there were a lot of mistakes made on that day. And it will talk a little more about it in this news clip. But let's get into this and see what they got to say. Here we go.
Now to an ABC News exclusive on the assassination attempt on former President Trump. For the first time, we're hearing from members of the Pennsylvania SWAT team that took up positions to defend the former president. ABC News senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky has the latest.
I remember standing in the parking lot and talking to one of the guys, and we just became part of history, not in a good way.
The SWAT team from Beaver County, Pennsylvania knew something about the scrawny young man seemed off. He can be seen in this video obtained by ABC affiliate WTAE skulking around former President Trump's rally. Text messages between local snipers show they noticed Thomas Matthew Crooks at 4:26 p.m., nearly 2 hours before the attempted assassination that would injure Trump, kill a man, and severely hurt two others. "You see me go out with my rifle," one of the snipers texted, "so he knows you guys are up there." By 5:40.
So first off, I want to state, why are they texting instead of calling in on the radio? They're texting. I didn't know that they did that.
14 p.m., they grew suspicious.
He was looking up and down the building and just wandering around, and it just seemed out of place.
Greg Nichols snapped these photos of the shooter.
We had a text group between the local snipers that were on scene. I had sent those pictures out to that group and advised them of what I noticed and what I'd seen.
What do you think is transpiring once you send in what?
Okay, so he texted pictures, but he didn't radio it in. You didn't confirm, hey, did you see what I sent you? If you don't hear a response within, a few seconds, there's no, copy that. Come on. They've got to do better. Lots of mistakes.
You sent in.
I assumed that there would be somebody coming out to
there it is. Assume.
Speak with this individual or, find out what's going on.
So how do you know if Greg's concerns about crooks are being relayed properly?
We don't. We have to assume that when he put that in.
All right. Let's take a moment there. You have to assume, is what he just said. You have to assume. We have to assume. Really? Is that how you're trained to assume? Assume that the other person on the other end of the line is receiving serious information that needs to be addressed right then and there? You have to assume? I don't know. To me, that doesn't seem right.
Information out to command. That command took that information and did something with it. We don't know if they did.
None of the concerns appears to have reached members of Trump's Secret Service detail. The Washington Post reports they've complained they were never made aware of the warnings. In their first public comments about the assassination attempt, members of the Beaver County SWAT team described to ABC News what they consider to be failures of planning and communication that would prove catastrophic.
We were supposed
You think?
To get a face-to-face briefing with the Secret Service snipers whenever they arrived, and that never happened. So,
boom, there it is. So who's at fault here? Is it the local law enforcement or is it Secret Service? Which the director of Secret Service Cheadle was hired by Joe Biden. So who should be at fault? Go up the ladder, go down the ladder. Who is it? Explain. Who is it?
So I think that was probably a pivotal point where I started thinking things were wrong, because that never happened. And we had no communication with the Secret Service.
You had no communication with the Secret Service at all on that Saturday?
No, not until after the shooting, I believe. Yeah.
Oh my God. Take that in. Take that in. How does that happen with an event this big, with a person that desperately needs to be protected because of everything Trump has gone through? You know that someone is trying to take him down, and you have no communication, no meeting, no training together, no walking around the perimeter together, Secret Service and local law enforcement, none of that. Y'all just show up, some stay in the gate, some stay out of the gate. Is that how it is? Comment down below and let me know how you feel on this, because I am not okay with this. And I'm tired of having blinders put up in front of me. And so I've been digging deep, and I want to know what took place and what didn't take place. Do, everybody involved get blamed? Secret Service for not holding up to get with local law enforcement and come up with a strategy of who's where, when, and how, right? Or does it fall to local law enforcement? Them sending a text with a picture of Crooks and them saying that they assumed that Secret Service got it, and that they assumed they were going to send somebody over to talk with Crooks. By assuming doesn't get nowhere. Or everybody involved be at fault. I think everybody, no matter what. If you're in law enforcement, whether it's Secret Service, or the FBI or SWAT team, local SWAT team, like these are, you would think that there is a protocol to follow no matter what. But I don't know. That's just me. This is just my opinion only. If you want more, do your own research out there. Don't take everything I say and run with it. You don't have to believe in what I think. I just felt that, I needed to get this out there in front of everyone, all of you, to be aware that, they were not in communication with one another. The SWAT team and Secret Service, they never even met up before the rally. So we can run with that one.
By then,
it was too late.
The Secret Service declined to respond directly, but told ABC News the agency is committed to better understanding what happened and is offering complete cooperation with ongoing investigations.
The suspect is directly above us.
Members of the Beaver County SWAT team rushed to the shooter's rooftop.
There's a ladder right here.
As seen in footage from Rich Gianvito's helmet camera.
Thanks, brother. Yep.
So we had access through that ladder, got up onto the roof.
And as you're scrambling onto that roof, you don't know for sure whether he's dead or alive, or whether you'll encounter fire.
At that point, no.
So what are you prepared? Are you prepared for a firefight at that point?
Well, we're prepared for anything at that point, because at this time we're unsure.
Give me a solid perimeter. Get guys prepped to clear the building.
He encountered the shooter's bloodied body some 400 feet from the stage.
Be clear.
The team believes it did everything it could have to thwart the attack, but accepts its share of failure.
I think we all failed that day.
How so?
Life was lost.
Yeah. People died. And if there's anything that we could have done to stop that, we should have done.
Incredible reporting. ABC News senior investigative correspondent Eric Katursky joins me now for more on this. That is tremendous to hear that team tried to go up the chain of command but heard nothing. What stood out to you, Aaron, when you visited the SWAT team headquarters?
I think hearing that the lack of communication almost doomed the event from the start. But I'm also struck by what they're doing now. They're studying satellite imagery that they have pasted all over the wall. They have maps up. They even made their own crude replica of the site with everyone's position using.
Why did it have to get to this point for them to step up their training? Why did this have to happen? This was very easily preventable, in my opinion. I still find, there's absolutely no excuse that this went as far as it did. And not only one life lost, the fire chief, Corey, that was in the stands protecting his family. But, Crooks's life was lost also. And that could have been prevented. He could have been detained before. He could have been searched and found weapons on him. I mean, oh my gosh. The law enforcement even stated that they seen Crooks with a rangefinder. What does that mean? Does that not click in the SWAT team's brain that who needs a rangefinder out there, right? Like an hour before the rally. Who? I don't know anybody unless they have other intentions that aren't good, right?
The little army men from back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I think that they're intent on studying what went wrong here. Not only do they feel bad about it and they say they have to live with their...
Number one thing that went wrong, non-communication from one law enforcement division with another enforcement division, from the local SWAT team to Trump's Secret Service. No communication at all. That was the first step. Second step, if there was a text message with a picture that was sent to the Secret Service, then the SWAT team needed to confirm that it went through, that the person it intended to go to had actually received it. Like I said, if they're on radios, I mean, what happened with copy that, right? Yeah, copy. You know what I mean? So no confirmation. And they plainly stated that they assumed. I'm sorry, but that's a cheap one. That's a cheap excuse. They assumed.
Their failure, which they accept their fair share, but they do say, look, Trump says he's coming back, so they want to be ready.
Right, and as one of those team members said, I mean, they lost a life that day. I mean, so many people were in danger. And as you just mentioned, Trump says he plans to hold another rally in Western Pennsylvania soon. What are some of the changes that are being made when it comes to communication and coordination between Secret Service and law enforcement?
You have to imagine that the Secret Service is going to make sure there's an open line of communication with local.
Wow. Sorry, guys. I'm speechless. Of all people, the Secret Service should have done that in the beginning, and they did not.
SWAT teams that are always part of a protective detail. The Secret Service relies on local law enforcement partners for all of its events. And look, the Secret Service guards, 7,500 events a year? Most of the time they go off without a hitch. But here, there was a failure, so they do want to learn. They want to be able to say that they can make some changes that need to be made, and that probably includes being in better touch with their local partners.
So many lessons learned. Thank you so much. Again, incredible reporting.
Thanks.
Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky, thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. So many lessons learned. Huh. I hope so. I hope so. You know, for everybody's sake. And it should never have to take such a horrendous tragedy for people's eyes to open wider. You should always think 2 steps ahead, in my opinion. But anyways, guys, that's what I got for you. I wanted to get you up to date on what local SWAT team there in Pennsylvania had to say. And I don't accept it. I don't accept the excuse of them assuming. So, all right, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I drop new videos. But all right, guys, thanks for watching, and we will chat later. Bye.